A horse fair. Ah, there's plenty to see there. Long strings of young horses out of the country, fresh from the meadows, like I was once. Hundreds of cart horses, horses like myself, handsome and well-bred, but now fallen into middle class with some accident or hurt to them. And a good lot of poor horses, worn out and weary. Oh, you should have heard the bargaining, people running up and down and telling fibs about how great their horses were at half the price. There was one man, I thought that if he would buy me, I would be happy. There was something about his looks and his smell. A horse goes a lot by smell. That I liked. He put in a bid for me.
23 pounds for this black one. Auctioneer, is that a good deal?
Oh, hello, Mr. Barker. No, sir, no deal.
The man walked away. Another man came by, hard-faced and cold. I was afraid I would be sold to him. He too offered 23 pounds, and the auctioneer turned him down too. Then Mr. Barker came back, and he stroked my head kindly.
Well, chap, I think we should suit each other. Auctioneer, this black one. I'll give you 24 pounds for him.
Say 25 and he's yours.
24 and 10, and not another sixpence. Yes or no?
Done.
And so I was sold to Mr. Jeremiah Barker, who did drive a horse cab in the city of London. And here began still another chapter in my life. The first week of my life as a cab horse in London was very trying. I had never really been in London, and the noise, the hurry, the crowds of horses and carts and carriages that I had to ride through, it all made me feel very anxious and uneasy. But Jerry, that's what everyone called him. Jerry was as good a driver as I had ever known. And what was better, he took as much thought for his horses as he did for himself. He soon found that I was willing to work and do my best, and he never laid a whip on my back, except very gently. In a short time, he and I understood each other, as much as a horse and master can. And in his stable, too, he did everything he could for my comfort, me and the other horses. He kept us very clean and gave us good food and clean water. But the best thing was that here our Sundays were for rest. Jerry was good-tempered and merry, and everyone liked him. He was very fond of making up little songs and singing them to himself. One that he was fond of was this.
Come father, come mother, and sister and brother. Come all of you, turn to and help one another.
And so they did. Jerry's son, Harry, was clever at keeping the stable. Polly, Jerry's wife, and the little girl, Dolly, used to come in the morning and clean the cab. They'd brush and beat the cushions and clean the glass while Jerry was rubbing us in the yard and Harry was rubbing the harness. There was lots of laughing and fun between them, especially early in the morning when Jerry liked to get the cab all spick and span.
If you in the morning throw minutes away, you can pick them up in the course of the day. You may hurry and scurry and flurry and worry, but you've lost them forever, forever and aye.
It was a happy time for me, especially when the weather was nice. But the winter came early to the city, with a great deal of cold and wet. There was snow or sleet or rain almost every day for weeks, changing only to biting, driving winds or sharp frosts. And we horses were out in the weather 6 days a week, whether the streets were dry or slippery with snow. It was hard work and exhausting. Some horses could not take the work and got very sick and died. But when they did, there were always new horses to take their places. One day, while Jerry's cab and I were waiting for passengers alongside a park, a shabby old cab pulled up alongside us. The horse was an old, worn-out chestnut-colored horse, with an ill-kept coat and bones that showed plainly through it. I couldn't help thinking that I had seen that horse somewhere before, when she looked at me and said,
Black Beauty, is that you?
It was Ginger! But how she had changed! Her neck, which used to be beautifully arched and glossy, was now straight and lank. The clean, straight legs were now swelled, and the joints were out of shape with hard work. The face that once was so full of spirit and life was now full of suffering. Ginger, what has happened to you?
Oh, it is a sad tale. When you left the Earl of Worcester's home, I stayed on, as you know, and soon I was fit to work again. I was sold to a fine gentleman, but after a while the old back strain came back. I rested and I was sold, and that happened time and time again. And each time I was sold, it was to someone lower down the scale. And so at last I was bought by a man who keeps a number of cabs and horses. He rents them out. And here I am. And my owner doesn't let me rest on Sundays, like good owners do.
Oh, Ginger, how terrible for you.
But it is good to see you, Beauty. You're the only friend I ever had.
With that, her driver came and drove her off, leaving me very sad indeed. And I never saw Ginger again.